Hey everyone, in this video we're looking at an introduction to geometry. So we're using geometric conventions to solve problems. So there's certain things that are going on in geometry, and once you are familiar with the terminology and the basic principles, you can kind of solve problems to find unknowns. So that is what we're looking at. It kind of all started with the stuff is known as Euclidean geometry, so it's to do with plane shapes. Greek mathematicians, all that stuff, but hey, they're the ones that have been kind of given the name, but there are, I'm sure, many other cultures and so forth that have probably established these things too around the same time. So your vocab, supplementary. So what we have here is when you have supplementary angles, those angles add up to 180. So essentially you have your straight line, you have A and B. A plus B equals 180 degrees because they're on a straight line. So this is what we call supplementary. Cool, so we've got that one. So complementary, go figure, is two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if this is X, Y, angle X, angle Y, X plus Y equals 90 degrees. Angles on a point, so I mentioned this in another video, is that if you have a point and you have all of these angles, so let's call this A, B and C, they are going to be A plus B plus C equals 360. So that's point. This is complementary. Oh, and how I remember the difference between those two is S for straight line, supplementary straight line. Some symbols, so we've covered so far already, is angle, triangle, your lines on your shapes. So remember, if you have a triangle and those are equal lines, equal distance, equal length, sorry. If you have two parallel lines, it's denoted with little arrows. Same angles again with that one. Your right angle is your rectangle in the corner. Parallel lines, so two lines that never meet, and that's what we use there for those symbols. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. So, or at right angles. So those two lines there are perpendicular. To bisect means to cut equal, two equal parts. Because it's like a sect is a part, bi means two. So if I have a line that cuts and it's a bisect, these are equal lengths. So this is perpendicular. I haven't exactly been very orderly, have I? Oh, and vertically opposite. Okay, so if I have a straight line, there's 180 degrees there. Yep. And if I take another straight line, let's go green, and I cut it across there, there would be 180 degrees in here as well. This here, let's call that A, and this is B. This is already B. So regardless of where we cut it along here, this angle is B. So by process of elimination, if we were to use supplementary angles, also using deductive reasoning, so that's meaning like where we deduce, so we come to the point based on the information that's been given to us. We know that this green line is 180 degrees. And we subtract B from it, it's going to equal A, because what's left over is going to be the same over here. So instead of doing that over and over again, what we can do is that we know that this angle is going to be B, and this angle are equal, and that's going to be A. This is what we mean by vertically opposite. Because they are vertical to each other, even this one here, because if you rotated the shape, it would still be vertical, like they're across from each other, and they're opposite of each other. That's when we know that those angles are equal to each other. So based on that, we didn't do a, so here, so if you can have a go of these ones. Determine the value of your pronumeral. So in this case here, we know that this is a straight line. Supplementary. How many degrees in a straight line? How would you calculate to find x? In this one here, so angles on a point, 360, and so forth. So have a go, see how you go, write your answers and your working out in your exercise book. Thanks everyone, stay awesome.